Welcome to Akona's channel.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Igama ngu Akona to those who are new to the channel. Today we're gonna be talking about HIV. Like I said, that I'm gonna be having for the whole month of November, we're gonna be doing a series on HIV. So I'm gonna actually categorize the topic into 4 parts. You know, HIV, generally symptoms and stuff, treatment, fertility and breastfeeding, and then we can also get whatever questions that may actually come up during the sessions, right? But before we get into the video, for those who are new and who are not subscribed to the channel, please do so by just going and press the subscription button and the bell next to it, so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be the first one to be notified. All right, so let's just get into it. So like I said, that we're going to be actually discussing anything and everything that has to do with HIV. So I want a person who's infected with HIV to understand what actually it means to be actually living with HIV, or to be infected, or if you've got a family member or friend who's actually infected by the virus, then what it means, you know, and for you who are infected, what to expect. To get my point going forward, you know, because I feel like there's too much rubbish that is going on around, and that has been said, you know, that actually just fueling and instigating fear unnecessarily. So at least if you know what's really going on with you, then you will know what to do and then how to act, right? So I always tell my patients that I'm not trying to downplay HIV in any way, but I always tell my patients, especially those who are newly diagnosed, you know, that basically HIV, it's just a small, teeny, tiny virus that is in your blood, you know, and I feel like it's basically HIV. It's one of the easiest diseases to control and to treat, but the thing is that people are scared to going to get tested, you know, and starting the treatment quite in time. Hence it makes it difficult, because once it reaches the AIDS stage, then it really becomes difficult to actually manage it. But if you catch it quite in time, the key with HIV is to catch it in time, treat it, and then live your life, you know, have your normal life expectancy, you know. And I always say that the same person who goes in engazi kwalutho engazi kwanto HIV whatever, and then our test result is positive, it's the same person. So there's no difference with you ngobuzazi negative and positive. The only thing that has changed is that you have to take 1 tablet at night, you know. So I always say that it's a virus, guys, a tiny virus, you know, that you can actually manage easily, so by just taking 1 tablet. But like I said, the key, get it on time and treat it, and then continue live your normal life, have babies, and do whatever that you want to do, you know, as long as you are on treatment and uthatha treatment yakho ngendlela, right? So I just wanted to get that out of the way. So the first thing that we're going to be talking about now is just to actually know what is HIV, what you're talking about, because I hear a lot of rubbish that, oh, AIDS, you know. There's so many simpletons outside in jail who likes to talk rubbish on the AIDS, on the HIV, and then there's so much confusion about what's really going on, you know. Is HIV the same thing as AIDS, you know, and all that. So let's first talk about HIV. HIV, it's basically, HIV stands for human immunodeficiency virus. It's basically a virus, right? And then AIDS stands for acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, right? Those are 2 things, right? So HIV, it's a virus that leads to, or that can lead to AIDS, right, if it's untreated. So what happens with HIV get into your system, and once it get into your system, umsebenzi wayo is to actually kill and destroy your immune system. So your immune system, it's ngamajoni omzimba wakho, you know. So the only thing that the HIV virus does is to actually destroy your T cells, right, which are amajoni omzimba wakho. So umsebenzi wamajoni omzimba wakho is to actually protect umzimba wakho against illnesses, infections, and everything. Do you get my point? So if it's left untreated for the longest time, then it may actually proceed or progress into the AIDS stage, right? So HIV, it has got stages. It's stage 1, which is the acute stage, and then stage 2, which is the latency stage, and then stage 3, which is like the AIDS stage. Like I said, AIDS stand for acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So that means at that point your immune system is like destroyed. So the HIV virus has made a mess of your immune system. Hence, you find that when a person is on AIDS stage, it's easy to get it's easy to get diseases. Even when a person is sneezing far away from you, you catch that. So illnesses or infections that a person who's negative fights off quickly, and easily. A person who's HIV positive find it difficult to fight them off, because like I said, the protective layer yomzimba wakhe, which is the immune system yakhe, has been compromised. Hence we find that people who are on the AIDS diagnosis, they get your TBs, they get your meningitis, pneumonias, some cancers and skin infection. But with that being said, that doesn't mean if you see someone with pneumonia, if you see someone with TB, there are people who get TB without being HIV positive, and that's none of your business. Stop going around diagnosing people, ungena certificate. People lose weight, there are a lot of diseases that people get, and everyone, he's got. That's none of your business. So like I'm saying, if you see someone, someone who's got TB, that doesn't mean that instantly you must say that person has got HIV. You can get TB without being HIV positive. So yeah, I feel like we've kind of differentiate between the two. So like I said, HIV, it's a virus that can lead to AIDS if it's not treated, right? So chances that a person who's HIV, I always avoid to say that a person who's HIV, because I hate that a person, you being labeled, by what you are going through, or by a disease that you are having. So I always try by all means to use the term that a person who's HIV negative, you're just having HIV positive, you are just, like I said, you're just having a virus in your body, so that doesn't define who you are, So yeah, a person who is HIV infected, awkward treatment, chances that person will never ever get to the AIDS stage, right? So the key point with HIV is to catch it in time and go on treatment, and then you are good to go. Nothing has changed. You can live a normal life. There's no difference to a person there's no difference from a person who's HIV negative and a person who's HIV positive and on treatment and taking a treatment. Do you get my point? There's just no difference, because the key with HIV is to take your treatment and suppress your HIV, put that viral load below 50 or undetected, then you're good to go. Make babies in a normal way, and everything is just in a normal way. So yeah, I think that's just what we're gonna be. And one other thing that I wanted to add on today's series is signs and symptoms. You get a lot of people who are asking, how do you know that you are HIV? What can you tell? I feel like I've been coughing forever, and do you think that I'm HIV? It's really difficult to tell if a person is HIV, because other people may get HIV and then live for decades before any sign or symptoms can actually show. It depends on how your immune system is and how your immune system is responding. But for some people, they get infected within maybe 4 weeks, mostly 4 weeks and after, and then a person starts to experience certain symptoms. So the common ones are like fever, right? it's fever, and then the lumps, you know, you find that a person grows some lumps like behind the neck or around the neck, you know, but then when you touch and feel them, they are not painful. They are just the amaqhuma that are just there, and then you don't feel any pain, you know. And then if you get those, I would suggest that you go for HIV testing. But that doesn't mean if you see someone with those kumas, you know, that the person is HIV positive. I mean, those are just signs to some people, you know. Other people were born with them, you know. And fever, those lumps, tiredness and weakness, where you just feel like you can't get out of the bed, you know, you can't just do anything. It's even difficult to carry like your normal daily routines, you know, without wanting to sleep. Do you get my point? And if you've tried everything but nothing is changing, I might suggest that it might actually be a time for you to go and get checked if you haven't been infected, you know. So those, and fungal infection, you know, fumanisa with that uphuma izigqala emzimbeni, enhloko and everything, you know, and you've dewormed, you've bought antifungal creams, but still they are still there, so you can actually go and test it, you know. And then it's better to know, man. It's really, I always say it's really better to know, because like I said, HIV, the key, it's no longer what it was. But I do get the stigma, of which it's one thing that we're trying to fight off, you know. It's the stigma, you know, because of how it was introduced back then. That's what it was, you know. You get HIV and then you know that, hey baba, do you get my point? But things have changed, man. Treatment have actually improved, you know, up into a point that life expectancy yomuntu who's HIV positive is not different from yomuntu who's HIV negative, you know, as long as you are on treatment. And from taking 20 tablets per day, and it has been narrowed down to actually 1 tablet, you know, we might not have found a cure, but the treatment that is now for HIV, it's very sufficient and it does the job, and HIV virus doesn't stand a chance against it. So the key is to go get tested and you are good to go. And I feel like with how HIV is now, you don't even need that thing where go to join support groups. I feel like now it make HIV to sound like a burden, you know. But if you want to support, you can, but it's just that you can't trust anyone. People are still clueless, you know, when it comes to the diseases. So you might as well find a doctor, speak to a doctor, speak to a nurse, and speak to your pharmacist, other than uhamba around, because umuntu is unknowledgeable, and then he goes or she goes and spread rubbish, and then it becomes problematic to you. So I feel like that was all today. So it's series today, if I can sum it up, you know, it's about how to actually live with HIV, or what does it mean to live with HIV as a person. So I feel like the next part will be basically on treatment. We're going to be talking about treatment. What is a treatment? What treatment varieties that are here, side effects and everything. And then from there we'll be talking about pregnancy, fertility and breastfeeding. And then hope guys you will enjoy. I'm gonna try and make this as much as I don't know if you can make a health education to be interesting, I don't know, but I'm planning actually to try and get my colleagues, doctors, and other pharmacists and nurses, if I can, you know, to actually join us and share their experiences and knowledge with HIV. Thank you so much guys for tuning in, and please, like I said, if you are new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, please don't forget to just hit the subscription button and the bell next to it. Bye.